If you could describe your 2022 in one word, what would it be?
Mine would be perspective.
Perspective.
Yeah, I think this was a big year for me that I learned in more situations. I'm not going to say every situation, but I've learned in more. I paid a lot of attention to it this year on how I react to certain things. And what I started to understand and learn was that the lens that I viewed those things from, the daily things that happen in life, the struggles, the ups and the downs, the successes and the failures, really the only thing that changed was the way that I looked at them. So it's almost, instead of looking at things, I learned that if you change your viewpoint a little bit, sometimes it changes your reality, right?
Yeah.
And so what I learned how to do is, as if a bad situation was coming to, or a challenging situation, my perspective changed because I looked at it now, not of what was happening to me, but what I was going to gain out of it, right? So every time something came in front of me, I was able to stop, evaluate, adjust, and move forward.
Wow, that's a
Big thing, dude.
big thing.
Life becomes almost like, it becomes easy because now, no matter what, and as you do it, I've noticed, in sports, they have something called muscle memory.
Mm-hmm.
And I talk about it all the time.
Yeah.
And what I've learned is that as I've started to do this, because these things happen multiple times a day, you're faced with these challenges multiple times every single day. So you get a lot of at-bats with it, right? You get a lot of opportunities. So you have a lot of chances to correct, understand, fix, correct on multiple times a day. So you get good at it really quickly. And so, yeah, it's unlocked another little piece of this thing called life that allows me to enjoy every minute of it as I go through it, no matter what it looks like in front of me.
I would definitely say the one word I would choose for 2022 would be change. This year was one of the biggest years in my young adult life. I mean, I said goodbye to a lot of things and also said hello to a lot of new things. I graduated college, so I'm officially done with school. I completed my cheerleading career, which I was so sad to let go. I moved cities, and I started a brand new job. So it was a lot of change, a lot of learning how to adapt to change, learning that things don't always go the way that you plan, but they will always work out better in your favor. For me, that's what I've had to learn. Like, I would find that I would stress out so much, and the people that were really there for me and had my back would always be like, Shannon, you always do this, and you always come out on top. It's going to be okay. With whatever you do, you're going to be okay. And so I'm just in that phase of life where you're between your 20 to 23 right now. It's a weird age. You're either finishing up school or you're in a career change. Your friend group starts to divide, start to move, and it's just a really weird phase in life. Like, you feel like a child, but you also feel like an adult.
How has it, so you've been working with us now for what, 6 months?
Yeah, I think a little over 6 months.
A little over
now.
6 months. Yeah. How has your perspective, so that was your perspective coming out of school and like change, all this change happening. You were kind of fearful of it, like, I don't know what to expect. Mm-hmm. You've gone through it now and you see that it's come out good on the other side. How do you feel about it now? Like, the next time a big decision has to come, do you feel that you're more grounded and more have a better foundation to make a decision and to feel comfortable and not get so anxious?
Yeah, because I feel a lot more confident in my ability to make decisions and a lot more confident in understanding the things that I want and not allowing other people to try to, like, deter you from, like, you know who you are. You know the path that you want to take, whether or not it's clear to you right now. But I think it's really important to recognize you don't have to take everyone's advice. Everybody wants to give you advice. You don't have to take everyone's advice. Mm-hmm. I think it's best to take advice from people whose life you would want to resemble one day.
Yes.
And also just, like, trust your gut. I think that's one thing. Like, obviously you want to surround yourself with people that uplift you. But it's hard if you're going through that change because what resonated with you in the past might not resonate now.
That's right.
So I think it's, it's just, I look back now and I'm like, I wish I would have just told myself to take a chill pill, but I'm so glad that I didn't, because I was trying, and I was trying to set myself up to be okay in the upcoming months, because it was a lot of unknown, and that happens to a lot of people.
Yeah, and I think what happens is you have fear of this unknown because you don't have a lot of life experiences. You have, you can reach back in your childhood and your cheerleading experiences and things that you have already accomplished and overcome, but this is kind of a new thing, right? It's like outside of that kid thing, and it's now your first kind of adult thing, right? And so, I've watched you grow as you've been here and become more confident. You're in a place where you're learning a lot, and you've leaned into it. And I'm so old. I've been a certain way for a long time. It's been so long since I've been a kid and now becoming a grown up. And I've watched you kind of do it with grace. And hopefully as you move on in your life, as you face big things, the butterflies never go away when you get ready to do something. But that to me is like the greatest feeling in the world, that scary feeling where you're starting something new, you're trying something different, you're stepping out on a ledge, So hopefully as you continue to push and live your life, that these skills and memory will be remembered, and you'll push into these things even harder the next time with maybe not as much fear and anxiety. You're always going to have the butterflies, so it's always going to be there, though.
And I think, too, if I had to tell somebody who maybe is going through what I was going through a year ago and 6 months ago, because this lasted like my entire senior year, it is a scary thing not knowing what the next years of your life is going to look like, because you've always been a student, you've always been a part of something that's no longer in your life. Okay, what am I going to do with my life now? If I had to tell somebody something, I would just say never stop dreaming. Yeah. I feel like nowadays people love to knock down the people that have exciting ideas and they're always trying to better themselves, but don't let somebody tell you that, or like let you feel like that it's not cool, or just the negativity that people like to create nowadays. It's so toxic, and it's going to keep infiltrating, and like, just don't listen to that.
Get them out of your life.
And it's so funny too, because I'm thinking back, like last summer, I met some of Connor's family in Little Rock, and they were telling me, like, Shannon, you have a great podcast voice. Have you thought about doing a podcast? And I was like, really? No, I've never done a podcast before. And now look, I am doing a podcast.
You never know.
It's just funny. But never stop dreaming. Like, when you're laying in bed at night and you can't go to sleep, like, don't cancel out those thoughts. Those are, your hours of your most creative time. And I think it's just keep learning. Like, I'm so happy that I get to hang out every day with people that are constantly dreaming like I am, and like just the whole self-fulfillment, self-betterment thing. That's not a thing that you get every day. So I think just never stop dreaming, and don't let people deter you from the things that you want. I wish I would have made a video this time last year, like about all the questions I had. Where am I going to live? Where am I going to end up? Ryan, what about you? How would you describe your 2022?
I agree with you. I think it's change. I mean, it's you grow, and this year was change. It was a lot of adversity I had to go through. Yeah. But it's change. It's changed professionally, changed lifestyles, and so it's been a good year. I will say that it's been a really good year.
Yeah, that's good. Change is good. Pretty much.
And this is how I look at it. So we had a big year of change. Hopefully 2023 we'll see a year of growth, and we'll be able to gain some perspective on that change, because it's like I still can't see a lot of things right now just because they are still so recent. So I'm really excited for 2023.
Yeah.
You're going to
Stay
see
tuned.
a lot of things. Yeah.
We have our 2023 list coming out.
Yep.
In the next couple of days, so.